Shalom. I want to begin a lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. That will bless and honor to the apostles and elders, of great millstone, taught us his truth, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua. Back with another lesson through the Spirit. I'm just going to be talking about kind of just giving the whole, going into the news break, just trying to switch it up a little bit. So, just going to be talking about some things I've been reading in the book of Job, and also the importance of having faith and just enduring to the end, man, because we on the stretch, man, right? We're very close to the end. We really just have to push through. That's all it is, man. Just got to push through. So, Lord willing, we have more good news, right, from Donald Trump and these decisions that they about to make. And Lord willing, it gets us closer to salvation. So, without further ado, just go ahead and pull up some precepts. It's probably going to be a fairly quick lesson. I'm just going to go through the Spirit. And, yeah, man. Let's get into it. So, for those of you who aren't aware of the book of Job, he's, from what I've read so far, because I'm only like 6 chapters in, he was a man who had a lot of, he's a very righteous man, and he had a lot of faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So I just want to start from here. And basically, the spiritual demon Satan, I believe. Let me see. Let me make sure. Basically asked the Lord to test Job, so to speak. And he took everything that Job had. He was a very prosperous man. He took everything that he had in a matter of basically seconds, days, whatever. He took it fairly quickly, though. I'm trying to find this. Salaki. Here it is. Let me see. And also deleted all of his majority of his family, besides his wife. Adversary, one with his adversary, supreme adversary, Satan, the arch enemy of the good. So just talking about an adversary. Yeah, I'm gonna start at verse 21. Salakia. Let me start at verse 20. Then Job arose and sent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, naked came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. Yahweh gave and Yahweh hath taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. Right, so even through all of this stuff that he was going through, he still gave praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And I'm going to get to why that is a good thing, right? It is a good thing to be punished by the Lord. And all this, Job sinned not, nor charged the Most High power foolishly. So all of these things he was going through, right? The Lord plagued him with scabs. He took everything away from him. All these different things. He never spoke badly about the Lord at all. He continued to have faith in him, right? Let me see. And we start at verse 5. It's just going to show you the stupidity of women real quick, and the lack of faith that they have. That's why this truth has very few sisters in here, and I'm not talking about you all in a bad manner or light, because you all are trying to live righteously as well as the brothers and are cleaving on to the truth. But as women in general, that's the reason why there's little to no women in this truth, man. Because women lack faith. They can't believe things unless it's in front of their face or unless they see it. All right, so this is Job 2:5. But put forth thy hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And if I read up a little bit, this is just talking about how the Lord was speaking to Satan, the adversary, about Job and how good of a person he is, right? Yeah, how it said unto Satan. And this also mentioned in verse 1, I just couldn't find it. Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High power and escheweth evil, meaning fleeing from evil. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. Right? So in NLT, and he has maintained his integrity even though you have urged me to harm him without cause. And the Lord basically said that this adversary, it says it right here actually. And Satan answered, and Yahweh said, skin for skin, yeah, all that a man hath will he give for his life. Oh, Salakia, I meant the Lord said he could do anything he wanted to Job as long as he didn't kill him. Okay, this is verse 5. But put forth thy hand now and touch his bones and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. So the adversary is testing him, man. He's saying a man will give up anything to save his life. He says, but put forth thy hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life, like I was just saying. Right, so you can do it as you please, just don't kill him. So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh and smote Job with sore boils from the soles of his foot unto his crown, like I was saying. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. So he tried to basically scrape the boils off his skin. And see, look, this is where the lack of faith from women comes. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High power and die. So she said, his wife said to him, are you still trying to maintain your integrity? Curse the Most High power and die. Just silly, man. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High power, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips, right? And that's a good response, because that is facts. As much as I've read through this, all I could say was this. I don't even want to call him a nigga, but this brother Job is spitting facts, and I'm only 6 chapters in. That's all I could say is that's real. You know what I'm saying? I'm just shaking my head reading it. It says, but Job replied, you talk like a foolish woman. Should we accept only good things from the hand of the Most High power and never anything bad, right? Because we know that there's a balance with the Lord. With the good comes the bad, right? You can't have good and not have bad. You can't have bad and not have good. So in all this, Job said nothing wrong. Like I said, that's a good response. And then later on, his friends came to comfort him and whatnot through all the things he was going through, which those are genuine brothers. Then this chapter 3, he starts cursing the day he's born and all that stuff, and basically asking why he couldn't have died at childbirth, or why he had to come back, so to speak. And through death, through going back to the spiritual realm, or just going to sleep, you cease from the wicked. You don't have to feel the pain of life and all that other stuff. All right, so here I'm coming into my point now. So this is Job 4 and 6. Salaki. And give verse 3. Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Thy words have upholden him that was falling, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. Right? So he spoke encouraging words to people. This is Eliphaz speaking to Job, right? While he's going through these tough times. Esau's son, father of Teman, the Temanite friend of Job. My God is fine gold, right? So he was an Edomite. We know that Teman, that land was associated with wisdom, right? As it speaks. So I now they destroy all the wise men out of Teman, and learning out of Edom. Roughly paraphrasing. I really should start at verse 1 so it make more sense to you all. And Eliphaz, the Temanite, answered and said, if we essay to commune with thee, wilt thou be grieved? But who can withhold himself from speaking? So he says to his friend, will you let me be patient? Will you be patient and let me say a word? For who could keep from speaking out? Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. So he said he's been encouraging to many people and strengthened those who were weak. The words have upholden him that was fallen, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. Says your words has supported those who are fallen and encouraged those with shaky knees. But now it has come upon thee, and thou faintest. It touches thee, and thou art troubled. So basically saying those things that you were telling people and helping people get through is falling upon you. It's happening to you, and now you've become weak. And it says, but now when trouble strikes, you lose heart. You are terrified when it touches you. It says, is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and the uprightness of thy ways? So it says, doesn't your reverence for the Most High Power give you confidence? So, exactly, because Job was we've read it, man. He had integrity. He had a lot of faith in the Lord, right? And he was a very just man. It says, doesn't your life of integrity give you hope? It says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of the Most High Power they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed, right? He also was spitting facts to Job as a friend, trying to help him, become at ease and whatnot. All right, here it is. All right, this is Job 5:15. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty, right? Because the wicked are always plotting against the just man. Or you have people who literally crouch and plot on the innocent and go out and try and do horrible, wicked things to them. Right? That's spoken of in the book of Proverbs. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High Power correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty. Right? It says, but consider the joy of those corrected by God. Do not despise the discipline of the Almighty when you sin. For he maketh sore and bendeth up. Bendeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. That's right. So he wounds. Okay, he can wound you, but he can also heal you. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Okay? In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. And all that comes from having faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. You can't get these things. You can't have or get any of these things unless you fear the Lord, number one, right? And even that is a blessing. Okay? In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Okay? And that's very important for the times that we're in and that we're coming upon, man, because these days, these months, or to like it, these days, these weeks, these months, and even these years that we're coming upon, you don't know what could go down, right? We have a good gauge, a good sense, right? But we don't know when it can happen, okay? That's why you also have to be on your toes. Be vigilant, be circumspect. And it's no better time than now to repent, turn to Yahweh Shemel Shai, and try and get right, man. No better time. We're in a grace period right now. Until all the elect, Lord willing, we be at that number, wake up. So it says he will save you from death in time of famine, from the power of the sword in time of war. You will be safe from slander and have no fear when destruction comes. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Okay? I might as well finish reading this. Let's see. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And that's talking about during Jacob's trouble. That's that prophecy. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, meaning the dwelling place, your home. And thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shalt not sin. Thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thy offspring as the grass of the earth. Okay? Those are all blessings, right? So I'm going to get this. All right. This is Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, right? And we know it speaks on in the book, I believe it's in Corinthians, that the things you can't see are more powerful than the things you can see, right? For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High Power, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Okay? That's why that's just proving my point right there, what I just said. And hopefully this is a cross-reference. I can find it. Or willing. So I can pull that out. The thing which is not seen is more powerful than the thing which is seen, man. Right? I always use this analogy. You can't see air, but you believe it's around you, man. You breathe it in, all types of stuff. You can't see it though, but it was told to you, so you believed it, right? No, that's not it. Let me see if I can Google it real quick. Second Corinthians 4:18. This is it. This is 2 Corinthians 4:18. While we look not at things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Right? So let's get those two words. Temporal, for a season, enduring only for a while. Temporary, okay? Eternal, meaning lasting forever. Without beginning and ending, that which always has been, always will be. Without beginning, without end, never to cease, everlasting. Right? And of course, we know that it's better of it. Salaki. I'm trying to see how I can word this. It is better. The end of a thing is better than the beginning of a thing. That's what I'm trying to say. There was another verse I want to bring out about faith. But I low-key forgot where it was. Oh yeah. It's just Revelation 2:10. For none of those things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So it says, but if you remain faithful, even when facing death, I will give you the crown of life. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. Right, so we have to remain faithful unto death, even when we're facing death. We still have to keep our faith in Yahweh so that everything's going to be okay. And he's going to deliver us, man. Let me see. This is talking about getting the crown of life as well, being faithful. Let me see. James 1:1. James, a servant of the Most High Power and of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. This is verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Right? It's also about having faith, man. Because temptation is very hard to overcome, right? You have to call on the Lord, honestly, Yahweh Shem Shai, to give you the strength to get through temptation. Now going back to Revelation 13:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which is talking about when they roll out the MOTB, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And how are you going to receive benefits like that? Through having faith. All right. So I guess I'll go ahead and close it off there. I could bring out a lot more, but I'm going to just go ahead and end it off there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying those out there listening and watching. If you all haven't read the book of Job, which I know I'm late to reading it, but hey, I got a lot to learn. But so far, this book has been very good. But yeah, man, should give it a read. If you read it, reread it. But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. call law Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Marakakadash. That will bless and honor the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Until next time, I say Shalom Israel. Shalom. One day closer to the kingdom, man. As a matter of fact, let me get this real quick before I close. Endure unto the end. This is Matthew 24:12. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, so, hey. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So just keep that in mind, man. We just got to endure to the end. Hey, and Lord willing, we receive our crown soon. Receive salvation. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.